And hello, all my fellow nerds out there. This is Dorkler Richie, and welcome back once again to Danganronpa Lapse. So, last time we got started on we ended the prologue. We got started on chapter 1. We're at day 2, and, and we have some free time to kill. So we can either go and visit Forte or Ashley. And I think we should probably go from left to right. So let's go with Forte next. Forte's probably in the theater. Welcome to the stage, Echo. I was just admiring the selection of props backstage. Would you like to try some? I awkwardly tried on some hats and masks with Forte. This killing game, it can't be a reality, can it? Excuse me, just thinking out loud. That's okay. I was wondering the same thing. You mean the preservation project? What am I saying? They can't be related. Surely the group has been infiltrated and is pulling a horrible prank. Though I can't say I enjoyed the perpetrator's flavor of humor. What is this preservation project anyway? It's a group that provides safe housing for ultimate students, protecting them from extreme natural disasters. It has a, it had a reputation for taking in small groups of students at a time, since the news of it was passed along solely by word of mouth. Once enough students signed up, a number of them were let in. In our case, it seems the message got to the 10 of us. Word of mouth? Yes. A lot of ultimate students often flock together in small communities within their area, since they're often outcast by average people. I personally heard it when they acquired an ultimate radio host to help spread the message to the community. I can recall with clarity, his voice was boisterous and engaging, not unlike the strange announcer. Despite that, it was a modest arrangement overall. There seemed to be a constrained effort not to spread the word far and wide. Which is strange considering the varying range of students and talents around the world. Wouldn't you think the group would extend this offer to more ultimates? I guess it does feel a little deliberate. Listen to me drawing away. Don't mind my pedantic thoughts. Just trying to make sense of this is all. Forte quieted down as he continued to inspect the costumes backstage. Ultimate communities. I thanked Forte for spending time with me and then left the theater. Alright, I guess we're going to see Ashley next. Wonder how Ash is doing. Hey Echo, I was just reading about this painter named Marcel Osterzone. Apparently people think very highly of their work. Would you like to see? I learned about a Renaissance painter thanks to Ashley. So, how are you feeling? I'm feeling a bit better. I took a walk to clear my head a little. Glad to hear it. Last thing I would want is for you to get all worked up. Ash, I'm curious. How did you hear about the preservation project? I heard about it by word of mouth. I have some ultimate talent colleagues that were talking about the preservation project, so I signed up for it along with my friend, the ultimate race car driver. Wow, jockey and race car driver? That's a pretty high stakes tag team. Well, you know how it goes. Birds of a feather flock together. I can't help but wonder whether or not he made it in. I'm sure he did. He's probably just in a different group. Maybe. It's just, last I spoke with him, we got in a huge fight. Wait, is there actually an ultimate race car driver in the Danganronpa series? I don't remember if there is. Okay, from what I can find, there isn't any. So, yeah, there is none. Ashley didn't seem to want to talk anymore. Sorry if I brought up something painful. No, it's okay. Fights happen when people are close. It's just a fact of life, I suppose. We've had our fair share of spats, but have usually worked through them. Remember when I dropped your mug? I still have that mug. You worked pretty hard to mend it together in that kintsugi fashion. although it's a little too awkward to drink out of. I knew it was your favorite, so I did my best. Thanks, Echo. I appreciate what you're trying to say. Don't worry about my silly fight. I'll get over it. I said goodbye and let her have her time alone. Oh, wait, can we? Wait, are we able to? Oh, there's an arrow here. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so the locations are unknown. Oh, the atrium, jazz club, climbing center, spa lounge. Let's see what Art's up to. I wonder if Art is okay. Echo, wanna see how high I can climb? Safety first, though, of course. I watched Art struggle with the ropes and harness before giving up on the idea of climbing altogether. Oh, weird. What's on your mind? This game thing. That announcement said it was a game, but it's not a very fun premise, you know what I'm saying? A huge mansion or whatever, just the 10 of us to play a killing game? It seems, I don't know, excessive? What do you mean? This place is huge. I would have thought maybe more people would be involved by the looks of it. Not that I want a lot of people to play a killing game. You say a lot of people, but are Ultimate students really so common? Yes and no? I'm familiar with Ashley's name only because I paid attention to sports, but I know zilch about photography. I think you just have to be in the right circles. And to put it in perspective, there are billions of people on the planet. It only seems like a lot of Ultimate students in the moment since we're all gathered up. That's true. Well, at least you don't have to worry much about all this Ultimate talent stuff. It's tiring sometimes. Art felt unusually silent. Anyway, doesn't look like I can figure out this climbing business. Catch you later. Art gave me a quick nod as he zipped out of the climbing center. Right? Cyrus. Look for Cyrus. Hello, Echo. Have you come to relax a bit in the spa? Feel free to join me. So they with Cyrus for a relaxing moment. Cyrus, what do you know about the preservation project? Oh, just about as much as any other student who signed up. It's a group that protects Ultimate students from extreme natural disaster. To preserve humanity's future, it's presumed that their goal as the name implies. Huh, that's as much as I know too. It would be unfortunate to lose people who would benefit the world, right? That makes sense. What do you think of all this? Aside, this scenario we found ourselves it feels like a very opposite of saving Ultimate students. It's terrible. Building excitement and hopes of safety only to crush those feelings in a messed up game? I couldn't wrap my head around the idea. A more than reasonable observation. It's cruel, isn't it? But most of all, I was confused as to why and how I found myself here. In that case, what do you think of the others? Huh? What about them? Well, our associates all found their way here for some reason or another, isn't that right? No one would want to join a killing game voluntarily, that much is obvious, but say that the former were true, that they joined to become part of humanity's future. Pandora seems keen on the idea that our talents can induce worldly benefit and change. Do you think such a thing could happen? I suppose so. Why not? Cyrus chuckled faintly. Why not? How optimistic. Oh, yeah, I guess it might be a lot to hope from the scenario we're in. No, it's good. It's good that of you to maintain that spirit that anything is possible. Cyrus flashed a pleasant smile again before reclining back in the spa chair in silence. After a beat, I saw myself out as Cyrus continued to enjoy his time in spa. Right. Let's go with Lyle next. I wonder what Lyle is up to. Hmm? I wandered the first and second hallways in search of Lyle, but failed to find him. Guess he's off solving the killing game puzzle. Better let him get to it. Hey, Kananota. See if Kenan is in any mood to talk. Yep, same thing. Had a feeling. I looked up and down the halls and couldn't find Kanan anywhere. I guess she's in her personal room. I made my way over to the listed personal room in the living quarters and knocked lightly. Kanan? There was no response on the other end. Either she was out being difficult to find, or she didn't want to be bothered. Whatever the case, I moved on. I think that's everyone. I learned a little bit more about the preservation project and how the others found their way to this place. Despite that, I was still left pondering on my purpose here. After spending time with my fellow classmates, I habitually wandered back to my personal room. But upon entering, I realized I didn't have any personal effects with which to pass the time, so I stepped right back down to the hall to see if anyone wanted to socialize. Was there more free time? Oh. Incidentally, I came across Sei and Kanan on their way from the foyer in the halls. Hey Sei, Kanan. I was about to go to the dining hall. Did you want to come? We just left the dining hall. Oh, I see. We stood in silence for half a minute. Well, I, should go. Sei shuffled off, leaving me and Kanan to fill the empty air. She went right back out to the foyer to who knows where. Huh? Sei's personal room is right here. Maybe she wants to spend time in one of the activity rooms? Maybe. The conversation came to a stalemate. I'm just being cautious. Kanan turned and withdrew to her personal room. I let out a deep breath I didn't know I was holding in. Kanan tires me out. I made my way to the dining hall, running to Ashley along the way. We greeted each other in a rather unusual manner before sitting down with the other students who had already settled in for the meal. Ah, Echo and Ashley, feel free to join us. We are just starting. How have you been faring since this morning? I'm feeling much better, thank you. Pleased to hear it. Missy sat at the head of the table. Art and Cyrus sat across from each other, with Ashley sitting next to Cyrus. I shuffled in, sitting next to Art across from Ashley. Man, what kind of class only has 5 students? One that has been disillusioned by a strange game, apparently. Yes, it's a little disheartening to see only half of our group gathered here. Well, it isn't strictly required that we all have dinner together. I saw Sei and Kanan in passing. They must have had their share already and were on their way out. Sei's a pretty shy girl, so I can understand perhaps she didn't want to be around a large group of people. And Kanan, she's awfully mysterious. Well, there's no use wondering about them. They can do whatever they please, so we shouldn't question their actions. Even if they're suspicious? And for that matter, doesn't the killing game frighten any of you? I voiced that question that had begun ruling my thoughts. I mean, that there's really no one capable of that sort of thing, is there? My question was met with silence. Echo, I understand that you might be afraid right now, but it won't do you any good to worry. You're only going to run yourself ragged thinking about all those frightful possibilities. Yeah, Missy's right. It's just some dumb announcement out of nowhere. What's the threat? Precisely. We shouldn't make ourselves sick with anxiety from something that hasn't invoked any consequence. Plus, if this were a killing game, why would they give us such nice amenities? Why not just throw us in a creepy locked building? Wouldn't that pressure us further into killing each other to escape an unknown scary building? I wonder. Regardless, we shouldn't dwell on the specifics of something so mysterious and harmless. Let's just enjoy each other's company and the fixings of this mansion to its fullest. Thank you for your encouraging words, Missy. Missy won't get shook up. She's the definition of keeping it cool. With the atmosphere lightened up, we continued our dinner in lively chatter. I was thinking to have such positive energy surrounding me, or I was thankful to have positive. I literally cannot read it. I might actually need like, God. My brain is very stuttery these past few days. I don't know why. After dinner, we all departed to wrap the evening with our own activities. Ashley and I walked over to the living quarters to rest for the evening. But before we went to our respective rooms, Ashley pulled me over to the end of the living quarters hallway. Ash, what's up? Echo, I've been thinking, and I don't know how to say this. This killing game has me really worried. In Ultimate Battle Royale, just saying that is ridiculous. I, it has to be some kind of themed ARG or weird elaborate prank. I was kidding around, but Ashley remained still with a serious demeanor. Well, you're here, aren't you? How else would you explain your high school plaque on your personal room door? Huh? Sure, it's a little strange, but that can mean anything. I was probably just mistaken for a different student at my high school. You know what I think it means? It means I was right. Echo, being involved with me only results in ultimate levels of trouble. This game has especially curated for ultimate students managed to gain a collateral student participant simply by association. Me. Ash, what are you saying? I I don't want you to worry about me. Yes, I can protect myself, but it's more than that. I remember that night, the night you dropped me off after we had dinner. You couldn't walk me to my house. And I did in fact make it to my house in one piece, but when I looked back out on the street, I noticed something strange. I saw smoke. It was coming from the direction you dropped me off, so I assumed the worst. I wanted to run out there to see what happened, but the only thing I remembered after that was a sharp pain and then black. Right. I must have been the target or something. Someone must have subdued and captured me. At the same time, you as well. Whoever did this, they seemed to, they seemed, it seemed like they wanted to cover all their bases, which meant if you saw anything that night, you had to be taken also. I trembled at the thought. The problem was I didn't see a thing happen that night. Echo, I can protect myself. I want you to keep your distance, so whatever happens to me doesn't come to harm you as well. How could you say that? We're best friends. I can't abandon you at a time like this. I need you to let me alone. It's for your safety. It hurts me to even think about it, but I don't want you to be in danger because of your relation to me as a close friend. I couldn't believe what was happening. Ashley's face was painted with remorse. She only wanted to keep me safe, but in return, it meant we needed to be apart. Ashley gave me one last hug before retiring to her room for that night. Ashley. I hung my head in despair. Why did this have to happen? I clenched my fist in frustration. Damn it! I pounded the wall trying to process everything, when I heard a gentle voice. I'm so sorry for what just happened. I twirled around to find the source of the voice a few paces behind me. It was Pandora. Her voice was barely a whisper. Pandora, you heard our conversation? I apologize, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I was only nearby because I wanted to talk to you privately. Me? Yes, I was wondering, does this message mean anything to you? Uma? Pandora pulled out a small piece of paper out of her apron pocket. The note had two small symbols on it, along with some text. If you recognize one of the symbols depicted, then you have finally found me and are safe. Please do not speak of this note's existence. Trust no one but yourself. Upon closer inspection, the symbols were similar to the ones the announcement showed. What does this mean? Do you recognize either of them? I can't say that I do. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was curious by the content of the note, so I was hoping someone could help me. In particular, I was wondering what that note meant by "you are safe." Based on what's shown on the note itself, the two symbols could be of interest. It seems like there could be someone who might be connected to whoever is controlling the announcements. Basically, there might be a spy. I thought the same, but I wish the implications weren't so... Where did you find it? It was in my apron pocket since I awoke. I I don't know how it got there. I don't recall putting anything like this in my pockets. She tucked the note way back in her apron pocket. However, that wasn't really what I wanted to talk to you about. Hmm? I wanted to say, I feel like you're a very special person. I can't really explain it, but I feel a strong aura about you. Oh, thank you. She smiled and went on. Echo, you might think being an ultimate student is some kind of extravagant existence, but you forget there's beauty in the ordinary as well. Even if we do have ultimate talents, we're still regular people just like you. Waking up with bedheads, sometimes showing up late for our appointments. We're just a little more preoccupied with one particular thing than most others. Thank you, Pandora. Pandora managed to quell a bit of the worry in my heart. But it is a pity what happened between you and Ashley. I don't know what to think anymore. One moment Missy is telling me not to believe a word the announcement says, and another moment Ash is cutting ties with me in a firm belief of the dangers of the game. What what am I supposed to do? I felt my tongue begin to choke. My throat begin to choke. Oh, tres de soleil, Echo. I don't think it's my place to say. However, this is but a bump in the road. Ashley will be your friend no matter what. It may be difficult to determine what's in store for us ahead, so we must keep our faith and live one moment at a time. The lights started to dim as Pandora smiled one last time. Dong ding dong. It is now 9 p.m. Nighttime will begin at 10 p.m. Facilities will be closed until 7 a.m. the next morning. Even the darkest of night will end and the sun will rise. Oh dear, it looks like nighttime has come. Well then, bonne nuit, Echo. And please don't tell anyone about this note. I don't want to cause any unnecessary trouble. I feel like this note is the key to many mysteries of this place. I nodded. The note was odd, but I couldn't find it in me to outright doubt Pandora. Good night to you too, Pandora. We both returned to our personal rooms to pass over the night. Returning to my room, I made myself comfortable and slipped into bed. I stared blankly at the dim ceiling, letting my mind wander aimlessly through the news I learned today. But nothing really struck. Words and conversations and thoughts flew by as I let my heavy eyes close. The one thought that pervaded me the others was, what would be waiting for us tomorrow? Before I knew it, I had fallen into a deep sleep. Day 3. I opened my eyes to the now familiar colors of the room. I looked at the clock on my bedside table. 7:28. I turned off the alarm before it rang to steadily got out of bed. Only 2 days passed, yet I found myself beginning to acclimate acclimate to the sleep schedule. I splashed my face with cold water, the acid sting charging my nerves to a sharp awakening. I wonder if anyone is at the dining hall for breakfast yet. I'm getting kind of a bad feeling. Oh, there's the music. I made my way to the dining hall, stopping in the foyer for a moment to gaze at the mysterious electrifying doorway. In the dining hall were a few early risers just starting breakfast. Good morning. Morning, Echo. Please help yourself. I made some muffins with citrus today. Hopefully it'll energize you. That's like a hearty, satisfying breakfast to start the day. Oh, rolling with the same crew as last night. Except I guess Ashley was switched in from Pandora. You mean switched out? My heart hurt when Art mentioned Ashley. Pandora must have noticed that and sat close to me. Here, I made some lemon squares just for you. Ashley told me in passing you liked lemon. She did? So Ashley was still looking out for me. Thanks, Pandora. Can you tell her thank you for me as well? Of course. We continued our leisurely breakfast as we all shook off the night's slumber. No one else came in during the length of our stay in the dining hall. However... Oh? It is now 9 a.m. Please assemble in the second floor atrium for a special announcement. After the announcement ended, I mechanically started to get up from my seat when Art loudly kicked his feet up on the table. No way! Art leaned in the back of his chair and pouted. We're going to listen to your creepy announcements, We are going to listen to your creepy announcements, you hear? He wiggled his finger aimlessly at the ceiling. I wonder what would happen if we refuse to assemble. Do we want to test this passive protest? Why not? I'm curious as well. Hey, isn't this dangerous? I agree, it might be risky. The only risk it so far has been from when Echo actively tried to escape. The past 48 hours have been nothing but casual to us. However, after a moment of silence, the painting above the fireplace switched to an announcement emblem. It was a killing game announcer. So, phase 3. So it plays regardless. I sat down and allowed the announcement to disrupt our morning. Are you all comfortable? Having a nice breakfast? Having fun sleeping in? It's great to hear. Today, we'll be reviewing some general rules relative to our killing game. Here as follow. Students will enjoy an idyllic lifestyle within the Alpathem walls for the duration of 7 days. Activity amenities are open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Breaking major assets, kitchen refrigerator, theater lights, etc. is strictly prohibited. At the end of 7 days, whoever survives will be awarded the ultimate prize. To expedite the process towards the ultimate prize, you must kill a fellow student without getting caught. And to get the ball rolling each morning, a special music will be provided to exercise your mind. Today's force motive question is, are your talents a true representation of who you are? Who are you beyond your talent? Still upon these brain-teasing inquiries as you all carry on with your communal lives. And whoever actually went to the atrium gets an additional special gift. Yeah, I know. No one wants to go to the second floor just to hear an announcement. That's what speakers are for, after all. So whoever followed the rules got a little something something, if you know what I mean. Finally, if there's no development by day's end, there will be serious repercussions. You all will suffer consequences and be executed as a group for failing to participate in the game. Check out your bracelets. They all contain a lethal dose of Complex 53, just enough to knock you out into the next life in less than a minute. Huh? I found my bracelet over a vial of clear liquid attached to the control chip. Whatever, our bracelets had these things the whole time? That's just a last resort. I don't really want to use it unless you all really bore me. Come on, you all. What happened? The bizarre announcement cut out and painting returned to its original form. So, the thing they're giving us to motivate murder is a question? The threat is a clear liquid that is proclaimed to be a deadly toxic gas. As far as I know, such a chemical by the name of Complex 53 doesn't exist. It might just be water, like a prop or something, and to release it only at the end of the day if nothing happens? I don't know, seems kinda weak. I furrowed my brow and I recall what Missy said yesterday, that the risk wasn't high enough to do something drastic. A question was hardly raising the bar, not to mention a small vial of liquid. As for the other provided motive, as it were, I don't understand what... Man, are we meant to discuss the question with each other? Perhaps. Unless anyone has any skeletons in the closet, I believe it is only fair to share our thoughts on the subject. I sheepishly ducked my head, but Missy caught me. Echo, why don't you lead us in our decision? You're the most qualified since you sit in a rather gray area when it comes to ultimate talents. Which isn't to say you're not included, but I think you have the most neutral viewpoint at this appropriate for judgment. Sure, if you say so. If you don't want to, it's not necessary. It's alright. I have to admit, I'm pretty curious now. Well, let's see what everyone else has to say. Alright, at the bottom. Is being a pro golfer a true representation of who I am? I don't really get it. I mean, I think it is. I haven't really expanded my interests outside of what I know, which is golf. So I can't say anything else encompasses who I am. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. If you try something new now, I think it might be disorienting to fail at said activity since you're not ultra skilled in it. Oh yeah, that does make sense. Well, to a golfer or not. Yeah, playing golf. I think I got a good at the sport because I knew I liked it all this time and stuck around with it. Well, I thought of the other stuff. Yeah, there we go. I guess it's a simple sentiment. Thanks, Echo. Okay, Cyrus Sura. So Cyrus, yes? What does it being the ultimate charisma entail? Why, it is a mystifying ability to draw people towards me with little to no effort. Or so I've been told. Some might equate the word charisma with charm, and in turn think that charisma has to do with good looks, beautiful voice, and overflowing wealth, etc. However, I think charisma actually lies simply in having a kind soul. You know what? Me and you, Cyrus, we can agree. People are swayed by those with a kind soul, be it they have good intentions to follow through it on, or bad intentions to take advantage of. I found myself absorbed in Cyrus' statement. I might even say you're rather charismatic yourself, Echo. Oh, I don't know if I would go that far. Nonsense, I welcome your presence. It's calming. Felt a little embarrassed after being given such kind praise from the one so-called ultimate charisma himself. So with that in mind, how would you describe your personality and talent? Not sure. It's always difficult to talk about yourself, though I suppose I do like going with the flow. I guess a word could be cooperative? Okay, Missy Vesper. A political tactician, huh? It's not glamorous. I am often tasked with knowing the burdens and misdeeds of many people in power. It's somewhat a curse to be able to lie my way out of a sticky situation. How do you feel about being called the ultimate tactician, though? Never mind. It is what it is. It is the strength that I have been blessed with, and I would be misspoken if I said I took interest in other things. I've always known my personality to be that of someone who informs. And if I can give a purpose-driven voice power to speak up for what's right, then the ensuing battle will be it a difficult one, will produce satisfying results. I believe at the end of it, if intense debate occurs, there's often an intense emotion behind it. Yeah, I'm sure that you've seen your fair share of selfishness and greed, though. Circumventing those intentions can be trying, but you just need to take the good with the bad. Missy's self-assured as always. Okay, Pandora. Who am I beyond my talent? Honestly, I wouldn't be anything without baking. In another life, I think I would always find my way back to baking. It's just in my soul. I think at the core of it, such an activity represents all that I care for in life. The simplicity of sharing good food with friends. To make something infused with love, and to bring that joy to others, it's quite a special feeling, is it not? Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Listen to me being so sentimental. You really love baking, huh? Oh, it's everything! Everyone said similar things. Their talents run alongside their personalities, So you couldn't have one without the other. What an odd motive. I would imagine talking about this kind of thing among peers would only reinforce relations. If our captors are trying to plant distrust, I'm afraid I don't quite understand the logic. I thought about the intention of the question, but all I could think about was that it might be to weed out spies, which involuntarily led me to suspect the person I would least suspect. Is something the matter, Echo? Nothing. I've written my gaze from Pandora. She had some kind of secret note that bore the strange emblems of our mansion announcers. What could it mean? If I may be so bold, I firmly believe our discussion that our ultimate talents are truly one and the same with our personality and characteristics. I'm inclined to agree. I guess it's cool that we got to know each other a little more, though. It seems like a friendly enough topic. Indeed, our talents and skills born from a passion within. You simply cannot root that aspect of a person without losing a part of them. A peculiar motivator, that one. With our thoughts on the forced motive question cleared, our group was able to finish the morning in peace. The Breakfast Club wrapped up, and with no other announcements to interrupt us, the afternoon was completely available for individual activities. I didn't have anything in particular planned today, so I idled in the foyer before deciding what to do next. Hey, Echo! That familiar voice erupted from behind me. What's up, Art? This might be weird to ask, but do you mind if I hang out with you today? I'm kind of curious about the other students' town stories, but I didn't want to go running around the mansion alone. Why didn't you ask one of the others from breakfast? Huh? Oh, 'cause you're cool. I mean, you're easy to talk to. I thought about asking Missy, but Missy's kind of imposing, honestly. I feel like I have to walk it all nice, like I'm balancing books on my head or something. I don't think she's strict on how others walk or anything like that. That aside, she stuck around with you on the first date, didn't she? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Well, I'm asking you now since I'm here. Besides, I can't find Lyle. I wanted to get another strategy meeting but started today and maybe even help him solving some other stuff. So I was his second choice. Somehow he seemed disappointed. Sure, I'll tag along. I didn't really have anything planned today anyway. I trailed off thinking about Ashley. We could probably cut down on one visit right here since you and Ashley are best friends. Do you know anything about her talent? Act! Honestly, I can't say that I do. This is the first time I've heard about such a thing like ultimate talents. Dude, she literally told you like 2 days ago. She's the ultimate jockey. She trains horses. It's not that hard to understand, Echo. All I knew is that she lived on the countryside and her father on a ranch Westbridge Staples. I didn't think all her time around horses amounted to something as intense as being the ultimate jockey. Huh. Maybe she just likes to be modest. I mean, just because she has high win rates doesn't mean she avoids taking care of the horses. Kind of like she works hard and plays hard. Does that make sense? I couldn't really make heads or tails of it. I didn't really want to be thinking about Ashley at the moment anyway. It was too overwhelming. I sighed. Yeah, I suppose that could be it. Alright, that's one down. Let's get going. It seems I got roped into exploring the other students' opinions on the forced motive question with Art. Not that I was opposed to the idea of learning about the others. There were a handful of people we haven't heard from. Alright, well, I think this is actually a good time to pause for now. Honestly, I really like this game so far. Like everyone's got very, very nice personality, very cool characteristics, and I know I can't really articulate myself very well outside of a script, but I really like this game. It's very good so far, and I really hope to see some excitement later. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye. You say you
try, but you never do.